What's up? What's up? What's up, you guys? How you guys doing? Good afternoon. Happy Monday after Thanksgiving. Can y'all hear me? I know I need to take the banner, take the overlay down, but can everybody hear me? All right, we are here. What's up? How you guys doing? I gotta get my holiday overlay up, honey. How's everybody doing though? How you guys doing? Happy Monday to you. So we are here today. Hulu done dropped another one on us, and I knew it came out yesterday, y'all. But I really forgot all about it. I would have watched it yesterday, and we would have came down here and talked about it on yesterday, child. But I forgot all about it. But Hulu has dropped another one on us, just like we had the Housewife and the Hustler. We now have the Housewife and the Shah-Shocker. All right, and for those of you who do not know what I am talking about Hulu did another documentary on Jen Shaw from the Real Housewives of Salt Lake City. Now, let me start off by saying, well, I'll get into it. Let me start off by saying hi to everybody. What's up, y'all? And as you guys can see, do not forget tonight is the season finale of the Whether You Like It or Not panel. We will be on Scotty by Nature's channel, so please make sure y'all are meeting us over there. Honey, meet us over there. What pulls my teeth? Hey, Tracy, China White, Yocrates, Brandon. Hey, Karen Alexander. Really I'm not feeling this into 80s. Don't do me with my new music. Oh, you did not do that with my new music. Where's my Chanukah overlay? I don't even have a holiday overlay. I got to get me one. I have to get me one. So before I get into all of that, do not forget that tomorrow is the last day. I don't know if I have a mod in the room, but if not, I will drop the link in a moment. But do not forget that tomorrow is the last day to become a member and be eligible for the 12 days of Christmas giveaway. Now, you can become a member whenever you want, but if you want your name to go in the hat for the 12 days of Christmas giveaway, you need to be a member by tomorrow at midnight. Because when I pull the list on December the 1st, then that is what's going to happen. And I have compiled my list of vendors that I will be soliciting goods from for this process. So I'm going to post that on my community wall tomorrow, so you guys know what you could potentially be winning. I'm not going to tell you what day is what vendor, but you could be potentially winning. Okay, let's go on and get into this. So it was over on Hulu. So if you guys have Hulu, you can go check it out. If you don't have Hulu, I'm here. That's what I'm here for. Okay. Not making a list and checking it twice. That's right. I'm making a list and checking it twice on December the 1st, hunty. And that'll be our first giveaway on Wednesday. Now, I may or may not be going live on Wednesday because I have a meeting that I need to go to. So it's going to depend on that. But I will post the winner, and like I said, I will pull the name. I'm going to show you guys. I'm going to put all the names on a piece of paper, put the names in a jar or some sort of contraption of that kind, and that is where I'll be pulling the names from. So I will record myself pulling the name, but I don't know if I'll be able to go live, but I will upload that. Okay. All right. With that being said, let's get into it. So again, it's over on Hulu. It dropped yesterday, and it is set up very similar to the Housewife and the Hustler, right? And y'all love my Housewife and the Hustler video. I think I'm up to 37,000 views on my Housewife and the Hustler. So y'all go ahead and do that with this one too, okay? But let's get into it. Now, I'm going to say the first 15 to 20 minutes, honestly, it's really information that we kind of already know. If you really will. Hey, Just Sarah, what's up, babes? Just Sarah is, aren't you doing, Lord, I can't get it out. Doing Vlogmas with us. Just Sarah, I believe, is one of the YouTubers that's doing Vlogmas. So y'all make sure y'all go check her out. Y'all go check out her channel. Golly, why is my doing this? Anyway, and so the first, I'm gonna say 15, 20 minutes. I feel like we were just getting information that we already knew. If you really want to know the truth of the matter, on your other page, okay. On her other page, so Sarah, right? It's so Sarah, your other page, right? And remember, I told you guys that Just Sarah also makes the tumblers. Somebody will be winning something off of her page in my 12 Days of Christmas giveaway. Yep. Now that's why I don't like the streaming. I don't know. It was, yeah, I knew. Oh, so Sarah, thank you. Okay, so y'all check out Oh So Sarah. I apologize, babes. Y'all check out Also Sarah. That is her YouTube. She's participating in Vlogmas. So that's one of the YouTubers that y'all need to be checking out the video. So you get the questions. I told you guys the trivia night. The questions are gonna come from everybody's videos. So y'all make sure y'all check her out. Okay. Yeah, I knew it was coming out on on November the 20. I guess it came out yesterday. But honestly, like I said, I just forgot. With everything going on with the holiday and all that other stuff, I really, really just forgot. But it's on Hulu. Now, again, I feel like the first 15 to 20 minutes, they went over stuff we already know. We know that she sort of rose to prominence on the Real Housewives of Salt Lake City. We know that on the show she has a very explosive personality. We know that she likes to show off how much money she spends. She lives this very decadent lifestyle, this very extravagant lifestyle. They talked about the video got leaked of her going off on her stylist. They interviewed the stylist, and he talked about how he had done so much work for her in the past, and he had done, dresses for her and things like that in the past, and that he was really, shocked when she sort of went off on him. Abby, hey boo, Abby, can you do me a favor? Can you drop my membership link if anybody wants to become a member before tomorrow night's deadline? Can you drop the link for me, please? So I feel like if you watch I feel like that first 15 to 20 minutes of the show was really for people who don't watch the Real Housewives of Salt Lake City. Because I just feel like if you watch Salt Lake City, you already know all of this, right? Then they got into, yeah, my TV is acting stupid. Then they talked about Coach Shah a little bit. Now, I'm going to put a caveat next to Coach Shah because I've been giving Coach Shah the benefit of the doubt. But a couple of things happened in this episode. In watching this documentary, a couple of things came down that made me kind of question some stuff. And I was looking at something the other day. I don't remember who it was because y'all know I like giving credit where credit is due. But honestly, I do not remember who it was. But I was watching something the other day, and that person brought up a good point. They said, why are we giving Coach Shah so much of a pass, but we were nailing Erica Jane to the wall? It's the same situation, isn't it? Jen Shah is accused of doing all of these things. Her husband has never been under any scrutiny. Her husband has never been questioned. Nobody ever thought that he was any part of it. He wasn't arrested, but if you look at the parallels with Erica was never arrested. Nobody ever connected Erica to her knowing anything. Even in bankruptcy court, they're not saying that they think she knew. They're saying that they think that she benefited off of what her husband was doing. But hasn't Coach Shaw done the same thing? Hasn't Coach Shaw done the exact same thing? Has he not? Is it because he has a job and we know he makes money? But has he not benefited from this extravagant lifestyle that Jen has provided from her alleged crimes? Okay, y'all said it's not the same thing. Well, y'all tell me what is it? Tell me why it's different. Tell me why it's different. Because as far as I'm concerned, thank you, Ebs. The only thing I can see that's different is that one got a penis and one don't. Just talked to Brooke a couple of weeks ago and said if we get a new hustle documentary on Jen, it should be called Schemes, Scams, and Ski Slopes. I like that one. Schemes, Scams, and Ski Slopes. I know that's right. But I just found that to be interesting that, and don't get me wrong, I know that part of it is that Erica was very defiant, but that was after. He did make his own money, y'all, but he ain't make her kind of money. Like, he's a coordinator. He's not a head coach. Yes, he makes a decent amount of money, but he don't make the kind of money that allows him to live. Let me finish. I'm gonna get to the. Again. By the end of this, I was giving him a little bit of a side eye. We're gonna get to that. We're gonna get to that. I feel because Coach Shaw always kept his distance, and the fact that he has his own job, he was looked over. Okay, we're gonna get to that. So her aunt was on there. Her aunt did talk about how a lot of what's out there is twisted, and it's just not who Jen Shaw is. Jen said that, at one point in time, she wanted to become a news broadcaster. She wanted to do like the nightly news, but she ended up having to work because she put Coach Shaw through law school. She worked to put him through law school, right? So, um, they showed old pictures of Jen Shaw from high school because they talked to one of her high school, classmates. Y'all, if y'all don't do nothing else, he's also not on social media acting a fool. But remember, Erica started acting a fool after she was getting the scrutiny. It was after she was getting the scrutiny. I'm just saying. Y'all, Coach Shaw. So you got me saying Coach Shaw. If y'all don't do nothing else, hey, if y'all don't do nothing else, can y'all please do me a favor? Can y'all please just go watch the documentary just to see them old pictures of Jen Shaw before all the plastic surgery? Y'all, she looked like a totally different person. She does not even look like the same person. And I know we've seen that before where someone has had so much plastic surgery that they do not even look like the same person. Y'all, she does not look like the same person. Oh my goodness, it is ridiculous. But anyway, they show old pictures of her in high school. She was a cheerleader, and all this other stuff. They talked about how she was beautiful. They talked about how she dealt with a lot of racism because she grew up in, even though she's from her origin is from the Polynesian Islands. She grew up in Utah. And so she grew up in a very, white world. And her aunt told the story about her coming home from school one day and her face was red. And Jen telling her aunt, it won't come off, it won't come off. She was literally trying to wash the color off of her skin. And she definitely talked about, how that affected Jen growing up as far as, that whole situation. Okay. So that's a lot of what they gave us, right? Then they went into the arrest. Again, if you watch the show, then you saw how that whole thing went down. So again, we didn't really have to go through all of that. But they talked about how Stuart was at home, honey. He was at home chilling when he got picked up, okay? They talked about how Jen got tipped off, how she got the phone call. Of course, they showed the footage. Again, if you watch the show, you've seen all of that. I think Erica's constant aggression, defensiveness, and lying ruined any public perception of her not being involved, similar to how Jen has handled herself on both. Yeah, that's true. Right. They show Coach Shaw standing in front of that jet with all that. Okay. 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 Um, So I would say if you watch the Real Housewives of Salt Lake City and you want to kind of get like, I mean, some of, again, they did give you some background information. You saw the old pictures, but if you want to just get to the nitty gritty where they start breaking down this whole telemarketing scheme, you can probably fast forward about 15 minutes. That's just my 2 cents. Do what you like. If you want to see that old picture, honey, you better watch it because they show that high school picture in the first 15 minutes. But again, now, where we pick up with the telemarketing scheme, this is how it all fell down, okay? Here's where, well, here's how it started, okay? It started in 2016, with Operation Double Down out of New York. So here's what had happened. There was a narcotics ring. And the guy that they never mentioned, they never called him by name, but the guy that they picked up that was a part of the narcotics ring, he was also a part of a telemarketing scheme. And that is how they even got caught up in the whole telemarketing side of this whole situation. Okay. And what they found out that he was doing was he was selling non-existent products out of New Jersey. Now, over time, that expanded to the West Coast into Arizona, Nevada, and Utah, which is where Jen Shah came in. So this has been going on since 2016. And they did interview some law enforcement, and they said that they didn't have enough evidence, they didn't have enough information, and so they just continued to monitor the situation for a few years. But the investigation started in 2016, and Jen Shah knew that there was an investigation. So again, she ain't have no business taking her ass onto that damn television show. Okay? So they spoke to a couple of the victims, right? So first they said that the marks that they look for are people who want to work from home, people who are generally unemployed, they're disabled in some kind of way, so they can't go work. Or the idea, again, this is who they're looking for: people who are elderly, people who people who are disabled, people who are unemployed, who are desiring to work from home. Y'all know how y'all seen those ads. We've seen them everywhere. Before the internet was a big thing, we used to see them in the yellow pages. I know some of y'all don't remember the yellow pages, but the yellow pages, or you would see ads on TV. You want to work from home? Call this number. You want to work from home? Click this link. You want to work from home? Yada, yada, yada. That's how they reel the people in. And once they get you to click the link, then you done fell down the rabbit hole. So once you click the link, they give you what's called a lead list. You get a lead list. And once you get that lead list has people's information on it. Everything from their name, address, telephone number, down to their credit cards, their credit limit, how many credit cards they have. Like they got all that information. So when these people are calling you, they already know this. They already know this information about you. So it's best to just not even engage with these people. Don't try to outsmart them. Don't try to think you know more than what they know, because you don't know what they have in front of them. You don't know how much of your personal information. Down here to the YouTube, we call it they call it doxing people, where they get their personal information. You don't know what they know. So don't call yourself. You ain't going to play with them. You ain't going to outsmart them. Just get off the phone. Don't give them no information. Don't open up the lines of communication. Because a lot of these people fell down the rabbit hole because one thing is linked to another that's linked to another. So they end up selling you everything from marketing to a website to coaching, right? Depending on what it is that you click that link for. So the first victim that we meet, hold on a quick second, y'all. Sorry about that. So the first victim that we met, her name is Charlene Foster. Charlene Foster was almost 90 years old when she got scammed. Charlene didn't know nothing about the internet. She didn't know nothing about social media. She didn't even have a computer. They got her strictly through the phone. And so because they were able to tap into her and target her strictly through the phone, she wasn't savvy about online schemes and stuff like that. Like she wasn't up on this stuff. And they got a wiretap of her. Somehow or another, she got connected in these telemarketing schemes. And once one telemarketer gets you, then they all work together and sort of surround you. So if you call one telemarketer or you get on the phone with one telemarketer and you buy a product or they feel like they got a mark, then they in turn sell your information to the next company, and they sell the information to the next company, and they sell the information to the next company. And the government actually had wiretaps, excuse me, of the telemarketer, the different people from the different telemarketing companies talking to each other about Charlene, about what her credit limit was. Okay, well, she only has this much open on her credit card, so I wouldn't ask for more than this much because she can't do more than this. And the way they get you is they get you to sign up for these services that bill you monthly. Y'all know, like these streaming services like the Hulus and I'm just using it as an example. And it's like that gym membership, or it's like you signed up for this product online. You know how they get you with those free 30-day trials, but you got to put your credit card in, and at the end of 30 days, it automatically charges your credit card. And hell, you didn't forgot by the time it gets to them 30 days, you didn't forgot that they charged your credit card. And then the next month roll around, and the next month roll around, and then the next product calls you. It says, oh, well, you bought X, Y, and Z. Well, you need this to go with that. Oh, well, you bought, and it's a pile on. And when you're dealing with the elderly and you're dealing with people who, you can fast talk them, y'all know how they do. Y'all know how they do, right? So then, so that was Charlene, child. That was Charlene. Then we ran into another. They talked to another victim. Now, let me be clear. These are not people that are accusing Jen Shah of anything. These are just people who were victims of telemarketing schemes, and they used their story to explain how the scam works. Okay, they made that clear. So I don't want nobody thinking that I said these people were scammed by Jen Shah. They're not saying that. They ain't saying Jen Shah scammed these people. That's not what I'm saying. Okay. Penny Pickett. Now, Penny Pickett, ended up, by the time she was done, this is on the documentary on Hulu called The Housewife and the Shah-Shocker. This is about Jen Shah from the Real Housewives of Salt Lake City. Now, Penny Pickett, she ended up $29,000 in debt. And let me tell you how they got her. So, Penny and her family were farmers, right? They owned the farm. That's how they made their money until the market, y'all know, the market got messed up, right? The market got screwed up. And oh yeah, definitely go check it out, Sarah. The market got screwed up, and she created this product, which is it's basically like a snuggly for a baby. She can sew, and she made these like blankets that were like almost like, how you swaddle a baby. It was almost like a swaddling blanket, right? And she made them, and so she was trying to sell them online, trying to make a little extra money to help the family out, right? And so she found this website that was supposed to help you with an online business. It was supposed to help you be able to market and push your products out to all these social media places, right? She said it was like $29 a month. So she bought that. And that put her in the matrix, right? So from there, they started, what happened was once she bought from that company, Then it took her to another bigger company to sell her another product, which took her to another bigger company to sell another product, which took her to another bigger company to sell another product. And it, again, the snowball effect, it just went on and on and on and on. Baby. That's why I use them prepaid cards. You can load a certain amount of money on it when doing online purchases. That's smart. That's smart, Lauren. That's very smart. Yep, a prepaid card. That's smart. That's a good idea. I never thought about doing that myself. But I have fallen into this matrix before. I went online one time. I was doing research on getting new windows for my house. And it took me forever to get those people to stop calling me. Like, I don't know what link I clicked. I don't know what information I put in. But baby, when I say they started calling me about everything to sell me but the kitchen sink. And I was like, listen, I already got my estimate, from a reputable company. But something I had clicked, some information I had put in, they had me in the matrix, child. Hey, Jonathan, what's up, babe? Hey. Well, thanks for coming by. And one of those companies ended up being a company called e-commerce. It was owned by a man by the name of, his last name was Hendrick. Now, he ended up becoming a co-defendant in the Jen Shah case. So, again, these victims are not accusing Jen Shah specifically, but they are connected to people who did business with Jen Shah. Does that make sense what I'm saying? That's all. Y'all get it? Y'all get how that's all kind of, yeah. So with every new product that they tried to sell her, the cost would go up to the point where she was like, she couldn't afford the monthly payments anymore. And she ended up having to refinance her house to pay off this debt that she had accumulated. Like I said, she ended up owing $29,000. And she said she ain't sell not nail blanket from any of these products that she purchased that was supposed to help her sell the blanket. She said she just give them away now as gifts. I felt so bad for her. They showed her, she had a whole couch full of them damn blankets just laid out on the couch. I said, I feel bad for her. I hope somebody help her market it, because it looks like it's a good idea. I mean, who don't buy baby shit? You know what I mean? But, so that ended up being $29,000. Okay. So while this was going on, kept calling about car insurance. I'm gonna really live off the grid, child. Exactly, court documents. This is crazy. So now what we do is we go back to we see where Jen Shah was working for a company called Prosper Inc. She was the VP of marketing. Again, child, they showed them old pictures. Again, she looked beautiful, but she don't look nothing like she looked now. But there's that. Okay, there's that. Yeah, I don't know what is going on. I'm having a whole situation over here. Then she went so while she was working at Prosper, a company ended up suing, employee ended up suing Prosper because he said that he was waterboarded at some sort of company function. Child, he was waterboarded and he won a lawsuit. And so Jen left that company and she went to go work for a company called Thrive. Now, I remember hearing about Thrive. They even found her old LinkedIn, child. Now, I remember hearing about Thrive. Y'all remember I remember Thrive. I never knew what happened to Thrive, but I remember hearing about Thrive. I never knew what they did. I just remember seeing commercials about Thrive. Now, when she worked for Thrive, she was the VP of Business Development. And then she left Thrive to start her own company. Now, in 2015, Jen was deposed in a lawsuit where people were accusing Thrive of selling products that did not exist. Does that sound familiar? And Thrive ended up having to pay a $27 million settlement. And they said in the documentary, they were like, well, you would think that would, give her some heads up to say, maybe this ain't the best idea. Maybe we don't need to be doing this. But child, she started her own company where What she does is she sells lead sheets. She sells lead sheets. Now, what a lead sheet is, if you go back to what I said a few minutes ago, the lead sheet is when somebody, you click that link saying you want to sell, you want to work from home or whatever, whatever, they tell you, well, here's where you can start. Here's a business you can get into, and here are the lead sheets, yada, yada, boom, right? I remember a friend of mine, just as a sidebar, I remember a friend of mine, this was a long time ago, y'all. This is probably about 15, 20 years ago, back when I was still living in Greensboro. She had, she was a stay-at-home mom. She had found this online, situation where she could work from home. And she, what it was they gave you a lead sheet for people who, how you can have people who have, unclaimed money, like maybe somebody left them some money, or maybe they were mentioned in a class action lawsuit and it's $100 waiting for them somewhere, or $200 or whatever. So you would call this company, you would pay for the kit. The kit might cost $100. I don't remember now, but the kit might cost $100. And in that kit and that's what the kit was. The kit was a lead sheet, a bunch of names of people who just randomly have money all over the place for whatever different reasons. And it could be $20, it could be $2,000. And you basically would call those people, and if they claim the money, you got a percentage of what they claim. So let's say that there was $2,000 waiting for them somewhere, and you called them, you convinced them to do the 20,000, to go claim that $2,000, and you would get maybe $20 off of it, right? And I remember her, doing that, and she was like, "Well, if you help me make these phone calls, I'll give you some of the money, child." I don't think we never got no money off that thing, child. Ain't nobody doing that. Tracy, don't be doing me. Don't do me. Right, them cold calls, right. So she was selling lead sheets. So when she started her own company, that is what she was doing, is that she was starting her own, she was selling the lead sheets to these shady telemarketing companies. Now, here's where stuff gets a little bit more shady with Jen. They are able to prove that she's got a bunch of shell companies all over the place in countries that don't consider money laundering a crime, and she's able to hide a lot of her money. They have found companies that she has, accounts that she has in Kosovo and other countries like that. So she deals in cash. She doesn't do a lot. Like, for example, she rents her home because she never bought a house because they're not, again, you can trace all of that and you can connect it to real property. Whereas right now, she just got a bunch of junk. She's got a bunch of stuff, right? And that's what's gonna bring me back to her husband. We're gonna get to him in a minute though, because I'm almost done. I'm almost done giving y'all the breakdown. So we met another victim. Again, her name was Marie Walker. She's a black woman. The other two women were white women. Not that it matters, but I'm just telling y'all, child. She's 18. She got in the whole $18,000. Now she was a preschool teacher, and again, she was looking for some extra money working from home. And she answered an ad about a at home business, working from home, and they just started blowing her phone up, child. They started blowing her phone up, and again, y'all get the picture. One thing led to another thing, led to another thing, but you got to pay for each thing, and she ain't never get nothing, child. She ain't never get nothing. She said that what ended up happening was that in January of 2021, the website just went down, and she was never able to really fully use the products that she thought she had purchased because the website went down. Okay. That brings us back to where we are today, right? So here is Jen's defense. And once I listened to this, I said, Jen ass might get off. I mean, it don't look good that Stu turned on her, and I don't know what kind of proof he has, but baby, because her defense is going to be, all I did was sell leads. I didn't call these people. I didn't know that the companies that I sold the leads to were doing shady businesses. Oh, the sound is back. Sorry, y'all. It's gone. Okay. Okay. So she's like, all she's gonna say is, all I did was sell the leads. I didn't know these companies were shady. I didn't know they were selling products that didn't really exist. I didn't know anything like that. I just sold the lead sheet. And selling the lead sheet is not illegal. Not illegal. I didn't know that they weren't following the rules, right? But again, the biggest problem with Jen Shaw and all of this is going to be the appearance. The fact that she does live this extravagant lifestyle. That's the one thing that the prosecutors were talking about, is that in a lot of these cases, these scammers, these telemarketers, they live these extravagant lifestyles. And of course, again, going back to the Erica Girardi thing, it doesn't look good because we know you live in that life with money that wasn't yours. You're living that life off of money you scammed off of people. And so, even though these particular victims, excuse me, y'all, are not accusing Jen Shaw of doing anything that she wasn't supposed to do, it's not a good look. Now, here's where I'm side-eyeing her husband a little bit. Because when they started talking about how Jen Shaw doesn't have any real property because she deals with everything in cash. So they rent, they rent the properties and they buy materialistic things, and all her money is, well, not all, but a lot of her money is tied up in accounts that are overseas and are in places where they showed a clip from Wall Street, child. From Wolf of Wall, they showed a clip from Wolf of Wall Street, and that her money is in these overseas accounts and countries that don't, believe that money laundering is illegal, so they're not going to turn your money over to the United States. Here's why now I'm like kind of side-eyeing the husband a little bit, because I'm like, so damn, the sound is back. All right, we're just gonna do this then. Hold on, y'all. All right, I just turn the camera off because it's the camera, so I don't know why. Because usually once I turn it off, it does. But anyway, so I'm side on her husband now because I'm like, you not questioning no finances. You're not questioning the fact that your wife makes all this money that affords y'all the ability. You think they're behind? Okay. That affords y'all the ability to live this crazy, extravagant lifestyle. And you're not questioning where the money's coming from and where the money's going. Because now I'm back to my original question. So what makes him any different than Erica Girardi? Erica Girardi was like, listen, as long as the credit card didn't get declined, I didn't care where the money came from. Well, I said that. That was me. But that's how she was living. As long as the credit card didn't get declined, she didn't care where the money was coming from. So I feel like as long as he could do what he wanted to do, travel with the team, whatever extracurricular activities he may have been involved in, I don't think he cared about where the money was coming from. Because again, I say, you're in a marriage and y'all are making decisions that married people make. In your mind, in today's world, who just deals in cash like that? Who just deals, you know what I'm saying? To the point where y'all not even buying a home. Y'all living in these extravagant rental properties. Because why? Like, how do you explain that to your husband? Well, we're not gonna buy a house because ... Because again, I say we gave Erica, and I understand what y'all are talking about, that Erica didn't work and he does have a job. But again, his job does not afford this lifestyle. Her job does. And my question is, you ain't never questioned how this money was coming in the house. You never questioned, like, you ain't never questioned none of that. I'm sorry. I listen, if I'm gonna give it to the goose, I gotta give it to the gander. Because before I was giving him a lot of passes. I felt like I was giving Coach Shaw passes for the same reasons that y'all are saying. You know what I mean? But now, after looking at this documentary, I'm like, I I don't know. They did say he filed for divorce at one time. That was in the documentary about their marital problems and how they went to therapy and they working on their marriage. But again, you starting to believe that they got back together for the show, that it was a rumor. It may very well have been. But the one thing for sure and two things for certain. Jen Shine had no good reason going on that damn show. None. None. She should have never been on that show. If you were deposed in 2016 and you knew there was an investigation around you and you know that what you do is shady, like you, even if, let's just say for a minute, I'm going to believe that Jen Shaw, hey, Millie. Oh, Lord, I got to get you right. I forgot. I'm going to do it, though. I'm going to do it. I forgot. I'm going to do it. Coming in my chat, checking me. What's up, team? What's up, Gina Vina? But yeah, so it's like you sitting there, and if I'm gonna say that she didn't know that what she was doing was illegal, you knew what you was doing was shady as fuck. So why wouldn't you protect not just yourself, but protect your family? Because when them people showed up at the house, guess what? They showed up at the house and they pulled everybody about that house. They pulled her sons, her nephew, her nephew's wife. They pulled all of them up out that house. You've embarrassed your whole family for what? So you could be on a damn reality show and act a fool? Because let's be clear, you acted a fool. So then from there, they just talked a little bit about where it is now. They talked about how since she's been out on bond, she's been doing hosting events, and it's still not a good look because she did a hosting event down to the Hustlers Club. But my thing is, hell, she got to pay for that lawyer. That's like Erica. Listen, isn't that what Erica Girardi said? That's why she was doing, her Instagram, her Savage Fenty Instagram, because she had to pay the bills. Listen, I just feel like she was paying bills. I ain't even gonna be mad at her. Work ain't honest, but it pays bills. Okay, I'm just saying. How are they paying in cash? How or who paying? What you mean? I don't understand what you're saying, Yolanda. How's who paying in cash? Excuse me. Like Phaedra ex-husband. I don't understand what you're saying, Yolanda. You said how are they paying in cash like Phaedra ex-husband? You lost me, baby. I don't understand what you're saying to me. Are you asking me a question or are you telling me? I just want to make sure I got it. I understand what you're saying. She didn't care if it was good or bad. Yeah, she didn't. She don't care. She does not care. She's just all about the end result, and she just wanted fame. She just wanted to be out there and wanted to be seen. It wasn't good enough for her that she lived a good life. That her and her family lived a good life. Now she had to be seen, honey. She wanted that Bravo fame. Okay, she wanted to be a Bravo celebrity, and if they call it Bravo celebrity or Bravo celebrity, whatever they worded. Child. So listen. What's up, Willie? How are you? So listen, this was getting ready to happen. I'm trying to give y'all a 2-for-1 tonight, okay? Because I want to talk about Portia. Baby, I want to talk about Portia. So we can ready to shut this down. And I'm going to be back at 7:30 to talk about Portia and that bullshit from last night, okay? So y'all, fame is a drug, absolutely. So y'all hold tight. Give me about 15 minutes. Refresh your YouTube, and I'll be back. Okay. But in the meantime, y'all go check that documentary out. Not tonight, not now, because right now we about to talk about Portia. But y'all check out that documentary, honey. Over on Hulu. Okay. Over on to the Who and the Lou. Yeah, we about to get into some Portia stuff. Okay. I see y'all in 15 minutes. Okay. 15 minutes. We'll be back.